Paul Rabinow wrote the 9th and last chapter of Writing Culture. Representations are social facts, modernity and postmodernity in anthropology. It was not so easy to get through, to be honest, but it starts with a discussion on epistemology. So what is epistemology? It's a theory of knowledge. How do we know the things we know? Everything that is out there in the world, it is infinite. But we have representations of it in our heads. How did we get those representations there? That's what epistemology is all about. And philosophy has monopolized epistemology as a field, you could say, or it has been criticized for having done that, and sort of positioned themselves as the basic, the ground upon which all other disciplines rest. And then he continues to a discussion called True or False. And I think the conclusion there is summarized by Foucault, who says that even if something is, before you say if something is true or false, you must say that within a certain structure that is recognized as true. So you can't do like Mendel did, for example. He proposed his things outside what at that time was considered true. Are you following me? And so Foucault calls that dans le vrai, within the truth, or down with the truth. Anyway, it gets a little bit more concrete when he starts talking about ethnographic writing, and he starts to take James Clifford as an example. As you remember, James Clifford criticized Clifford Geertz for his account of the cockfight in Bali. And James Clifford said that Geertz establishes ethnographic authority by showing that he was there. But what Rabinow shows is that James Clifford does exactly the same thing in his text that criticizes Clifford Geertz. And he concludes that Clifford is dans le vrai. He's still acting within this paradigm of truth that is established. And he is just saying the right things within his own truth paradigm. Can you sense that this chapter was a little bit complicated to get through and not so easy to summarize? I can hear that this doesn't make sense at all, so let's move on. The last part of this chapter is called Interpretive Communities, Power Relations and Ethics. A very interesting part here is about what he calls the taboo against specifying. Now, all these authors, they discuss very abstractly about all these things about collaboration and reflexivity and postmodernism and all that. But very few of them come with concrete examples from their own fieldwork and so on. And in the case of Tyler, he even says that there is no postmodern ethnography, so he can't give any examples at all. But this Rabinow guy, he says that it's important to give examples because examples were always there, but they were confined to corridor talk and gossip. So among anthropologists, they knew all these stories, and Rabinow argues that these must be articulated and published. It's like a democratic project to get those stories out there. And I guess in a way that is what this book is about. This is how it ends, and I feel so happy that I have read this whole book now. I think I can almost say that I hated it at times. But I think that this book is a little bit like a boot camp in the military. So maybe in a few months' time, I will be able to look back on it and like it. what I think it does is that it gives context to everything that we learn and discuss about anthropology now. And in that sense, it gives me confidence. So whenever someone talks about the crisis of representation or the reflexive turn, this is what they talk about. I think most people have not even read this book. Thank you for watching, and yeah, this is it.